Along, we've been in very close contact with law enforcement leaders throughout the weekend.
One person who has been very vocal about his office's efforts is Sheriff Chad Chronister.
From Hillsborough County, Sheriff Chronister joining us now live on the phone. And Sheriff, thanks so much for taking a few minutes with us. First of all, obviously compared to last night, tonight has to be 1,000% better for you guys.
I tell you what, last night when I was standing along Fowler Avenue around 2 o'clock in the morning, seeing Champs Sports burnt down, watching how violent this crowd has become, I tell you what, I was so disappointed in our Tampa Bay community because I know we're so much better than that. And I can fast forward to tonight and tell you my faith has been restored in our Tampa Bay community.
And that's great. I know the city of Tampa, Sheriff, has opted, I think, to have about 100 National Guard units. Is the county also using them? I think I saw a tweet from you that said the county was not using the National Guard right now, correct?
We're not. We have plenty of units available. Hopefully, unlike last night when I told you I had to use an all-call, the first time in 29 years I've ever seen it be made. The crowd had become so violent, I had to ask for every available unit around the whole county to converge to the university area. But we're not doing it. Just like we didn't implement a curfew. I didn't feel we needed one in the county. A majority of the violence and the destruction had occurred in the city, and I didn't want to punish the 1.1 million other residents who live in the county who are doing the right thing for the small actions of criminal behavior that these small groups are doing.
Sheriff, you were standing along Fowler, you were saying last night, just watching everything. This is not only a place where you are the law enforcement officer, the chief law enforcement officer for Hillsborough County, but also this is your home. This is where you live. This is where you're raising a family, and you've been for so many years. How did this affect you, on the inside? How did it affect your heart?
It rips you apart, just like it does all of us when we sit here. Listen, I think I speak for everybody. The actions of those officers in Minnesota are repulsive, and we as law enforcement will now suffer because of it. All the great work we do in Hillsborough County to improve race relations, we start from square one again, because it only takes one bad encounter to erode the trust between law enforcement and the community. So tomorrow, we start building that trust again, one relationship at a time.
And that was going to be my question. How do you do that when the whole point of why all of these folks are protesting right now, and then those demonstrations that got out of hand, was because there was this contention between law enforcement and between many people in the public? And how do you then kind of justify and make all of that work and keep the peace at the same time, and then not just make the problem even worse?
You start having those difficult conversations. You make sure that the individuals who are upset in this community know that they have a voice, that I'm listening. I will always listen, and we will make the progress that this community deserves.